If you are someone that has been doing the healing work for quite a long time, you've been going to therapy, and you've noticed that you're still feeling activated by old memories and situations, or maybe there's some things that are happening in the present day which activate those old sensations and responses in you, and you are feeling frustrated, disappointed, and sad that you haven't made enough progress yet, then this video is for you. This is something that comes up in my practice frequently. It's also been something that I've experienced on my healing journey, which is this disappointment that we feel for not being further along in our healing journey. And often this is because so many of us have an idea that healing means that we are not going to be feeling any of those old activating sensations and emotions again in the future, that once we've done the work, we won't feel or remember any of those things anymore. And while so much activation can be decreased over time by doing different types of therapeutical work to explore and to support ourselves through those sensations and what happened, it's not necessarily a sign of healing if we completely forget about those things and never feel any activating sensations towards them again. What I want to talk about in this video is more about what really is a true sign of us healing, which is going to be something which maybe doesn't sound like a lot, but carries more weight to it. And this is, it's about how we respond to ourselves when we notice that we are activated by those old memories or these current situations that we are in. It is the time that it takes for us to notice that we are activated, and the time that it takes for us to take care of ourselves once we realize that activation is happening. This is a much greater sign of healing than us just never being activated by those things in the first place. Because lots of people experience a decrease in activation around a lot of different memories and sensations on their healing journey, which is also a sign of healing. I'm not saying it isn't. However, when we do feel reactivated again, and this derails us, what causes that derailing of our emotions is our criticism of ourselves for having feelings, for still being activated by those things. It is the criticism, it is the disappointment that we feel that we're not over it yet. And I want to be honest with you and the things that I say to my clients. In my experience, I know that there are things that I have experienced from a time when I was deeply, deeply hurt, that even when I look back at those things now, I still feel some activation in my system. But what I don't do is judge myself for feeling that. And the reason I don't judge myself for feeling that is because that thing that happened really sucked and it really hurt, and I really wish it hadn't taken place. And it's totally valid that I have those feelings. I feel angry and I feel sad and I feel disappointed about those memories. However, when I notice that I'm having those feelings, I don't judge and criticize myself for having them. I instead recognize, okay, right now I'm feeling really activated and I'm feeling angry and I'm feeling sad, and in response to this, and that's okay, because what happened really sucked. And I wish things had been different. But now I know I'm activated. What am I going to do to take care of myself in this moment? And it's in that moment when we're taking care of ourselves, when we're responding to ourselves in a different way to the activation, that the healing is taking place. It is that small shift where we go from berating and criticizing ourselves and judging ourselves to being like, okay, I'm being activated by this situation. It sucks. How can I treat myself with compassion, with kindness, and with care in this moment? And it's in those moments when you begin to take action towards treating yourself with compassion and care and kindness that you are teaching your nervous system a new way to respond to that situation. And it's your ability to be with yourself, to notice, to hold space for yourself with that care and compassion that is actually the healing work. And this, I talk about this being something to do with time, because you can do that at any point. But I feel like a better measure of healing is not feeling. It's what do we do with the feelings when we realize that we're having them? How do we take care of ourselves in those moments? How do we pause and come into ourselves, hold ourselves, put our hand on our heart, slow down the breath, give ourselves a hold, pause, notice the breath, listen to what our body needs and wants. I'm thirsty, so I'm going to take a... I just dropped my notes. So I'm going to take a drink. I'm hot, I'm hungry, I'm tired. I want to rest, I want to cry, I want to squeeze a pillow, I want to push a wall, I want to shake it out, I want to call a friend, I want to book a session with a therapist, I want to make a cup of tea, I want to go for a walk. I just want to be still. I don't want to do anything for a moment, and I just want to feel what I'm feeling. I want to look around the room. Notice I'm not in the past anymore. I want to unclench parts of my body. What is it that you want to do, that you need to do to take care of yourselves in these moments? Because the body cannot heal when we are criticizing it. And another misconception is once we've done the healing work around certain situations, that they won't come up again. But healing isn't this linear upward trajectory path. Actually, it's more like a spiral. And while we have this event here and we do the healing work around that event, we then move on in our journey, and then we come back around, and at some point that event is really likely to come back up again. But it's how we feel, how we respond differently to that event the second, the third, the 10th, the 50th, the 100th time around as we go on with life. It's not about whether we can completely forget about that event and that situation. It's about how we respond differently to it each time, how we teach our nervous system, how we show our nervous system kindness, care, and compassion every time we come back around and revisit that situation, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. Because you don't need to be fully over and unaffected by that event to be moving forward and healing from it. That's a big misconception, I feel, that I wanted to share with you today. If you're new here, my name is Donna Louise, and I'm a trauma-trained somatic practitioner, a functional breathwork coach, and a trainee counsellor, and I help people to get out of survival mode, to restore their nervous system, and to reconnect with themselves again. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or sharing it with a friend. If you've got any thoughts, any questions, any concerns, please pop them in the comments section. I would really love to hear from you. And until the next time, take very good care.